day, my beautiful people. We're back up in this house once again with another video, and today we're taking a look once again at BTS's latest release, one of the singles. So first single out of Map of the Soul 7, titled Black Swan. We checked out the art film and the contemporary version of the song. I will leave that down below in the description box if you want to see my thoughts and hear my thoughts on the contemporary version of this track. But today we're taking a look at the album version for Black Swan. From what I've heard and read on Twitter is that this version is more what we're more familiar with regarding the sound of BTS and what is the main sound of BTS, right? Within the contemporary version, right, when we spoke about it, I noticed, the reference for fake love, right? And the incorporation for traditional, right, string instruments within the arrangement, right? Also kind of mood wise and vibe wise. Also some kind of references to Dionysus. And today we're gonna check out the album version of the song. So let's get it. Let's watch it. And I'm very, very excited about it. I think that's gonna be really, really cool. And I'm very much so looking forward to listening to this. So let's get it. Let's listen to it, and let's talk music. Okay, we still get those traditional instruments, that kind of that riff there, right? That syncopated kind of riff. They love a good 808. We hear some good 808s. Sounds like a sampled vocal, but could also be not a sampled vocal, but sounds like a sampled vocal. Ooh, okay. The bass. They love a good sub bass. They love a good synth bass. Tone-wise, the bass is more similar to Home, with that little bit of a distortion. It's great. I love it. We can hear the vocals also more clearly in this version. Oh, okay. They love a good time signature change, so we get kind of like this more of a droppy feel. Wow, I like this. This is cool. This is super interesting. Wow, this is cool. You can hear now more clearly who is singing what part, right? It's cool. Okay, I think I will be able to answer the question, who sings that part? Well, we'll talk about that later. Get it. I love the bass line on this. Yeah, should I record a bass video on this? This is cool. There's a lot happening. Ooh, I love that kick drum with that stop time. And it kind of goes back to that, right? Kind of a droppy kind of a feel, right? I love how they put emphasis on 3. If we count 1 and 2 and 3, it's put on 3. Right? Right? So it's on 3. You hear those kind of claps, kind of a snare, 808 snare and a clap. That's on 3, so puts more emphasis on 3. Gives that more of a rolling kind of emotion within percussion section. And that happens a lot within mainstream music. A lot of mainstream music does that. I love the reference for fake love, especially when this intro and outro, with this, very, very minimalistic intro and outro. I love kind of that reference for Fake Love, right? Because the track itself, it's in the same key as Fake Love. So initially, you could easily do a mashup with Fake Love and Black Swan, and it would make an awesome track or an awesome medley. If, for example, if they ever, decided to perform this live, it would be an easy arrangement to make because, both of those tracks are in the same key. Most likely also they have same chords. So, and also kind of like the vocal melodies also are a little bit like very loosely based on Fake Love, especially like that kind of a sampled vocal or that background vocal there, that kind of telephone kind of a vocal. I think I can now answer who is singing what part there, especially in that intro there. Because from kind of knowing the tone of the vocal line, right? And how each of them, approach vocals and everything. The first part of that intro is sang by Jimin. So Jimin sings the first part of it, and then the second part of it, it's sung by JK. So, and you can, if you know their kind of their individual kind of tones of voices, right? Then you will be able to, easily spot the difference. And we can hear, their kind of general vocals. We can hear them now very, very clearly, comparing to the contemporary version within the art film. And, because within that art film that, they wanted to put more, emphasis on the story and the choreo, right, and the dancing, and that is why the vocals had so much reverb on them. They had so much delay on them, and it was just echoing. It was like, also kind of this concept, that you have this kind of a main vocal and then this kind of reverb and delay, right? This kind of over the top reverb and delay, right? They were just kind of made into these kind of vocal shadows, if you want to put it like that, and they were just overlapping, and it was very, very difficult to distinguish, and that's just the part of the story here. But I love the vocals on this as well. We hear our typical BTS signature kind of production. I think that's also because one of the producers on this track is also P Dog. So P Dog also loves a good 808 drum on it. He loves a good bass line. I feel like he writes wonderful bass lines. So, and this is one of those tracks where you can see that he's a master of a good bass line, especially a good synth bass line. So the tone for this bass line is more closer to Home. If you listen closely, within Map of the Soul persona. So Home would be, tone wise, the closest kind of track. But I love the Fake Love vibes on this. I love their vocals on this. I love that they left, some of the kind of traditional instruments on it. We hear a good old 808, drum sample, right? With the 808 snare, with the 808 clap, right? Hi-hat, I love the time signature kind of changes, right? The accent kind of changes within the percussion section, right? With the bass drum there. It just makes you kind of focus, on those little sections even more, right? So as I mentioned, also within the percussion section, you can see, especially there within the chorus, that they put emphasis on the accent number 3 or beat accent 3. So and you can hear that with those block hits, right? With those those 808 kind of snare and clap mixed, right? Those like block hits. So that's also very, very common within, electronic music and like mainstream electronic music, or EDM trap. This is a, very, very minimalistic trap inspired beat, right? So, and these, these familiar sounds that we hear from BTS, especially from Map of the Soul persona and, and from the previous albums as well. you can distinguish, what is the signature kind of thing, and especially now when you look, at the credits, within this track, you can see, right, okay, P Dog is there, right? So you know that there's gonna be an 808, you know that there's gonna be a good bass line, right? So this is something that, I love to see. I love to see, artists, and producers kind of signature kind of sound, if that makes any sense. But I do enjoy this version very, very much. It's definitely different from the contemporary version. I love both of those versions. I love, the contemporary version for the orchestral kind of approach, right? For that kind of like theatrical kind of point of view. I love that version very, very much, and I think that it would suit very much so within a live performance if they ever decided to make a medley, or anything like that, or like a special kind of intro for the song, and it would be awesome. But this track, like this specific like album version for Black Swan, right, that we will be able to hear within the entire album when it comes out, February 21st, this is going to suit the album very, very well, especially if we kind of, look at interlude Shadow, right? If we look at that, and if we kind of compare, I wouldn't say like really compare, but if we kind of put it, in this kind of perspective, to, what kind of sound they're kind of going for. So I feel like we will hear a lot of this kind of very, very trappy EDM-y, right, sound, and for example, if we kind of make this continuation from Map of the Soul Persona, right, then most kind of tracks that would kind of continue this would probably be Make It Right, Home, Dionysus, right? So these 3 tracks would be kind of like those grounding points and kind of like these starting points, like sound wise, for Map of the Soul 7. So I think that this is gonna be, a very, very cool, continuation within the Map of the Soul series. So and I do enjoy the sound of this. Y'all know I love a good minimalistic track. I probably, whenever I hear a good minimalistic track, I do enjoy it very, very much. And this is definitely one of those tracks and versions, right, for this for the track for this specific song, right, that is just great. I love the vocals on this. I love how we can hear, the vocals more clearly on this, right? And even with that sampled kind of intro, it makes a little bit more of a difference, right? Because I knew, about this version, and I was a little bit kind of a little kind of scared. And I won't say scared, but I was like, I was like downing, it a little bit, especially within the vocal mix, because the vocal mix on the other version, was very, very airy. It was very, it was like the vocals, with all the kind of post-production on them, it was so different from what we're used to when it comes to the BTS sound or whatever, but I do enjoy that the vocals are redone on this version, so that's cool. So that is really, really cool. I love the drums on this track and the bass line. Y'all know I love a good bass line. Let me know if I should record this bass line, because I would be happy to, record it for you and, maybe talk about it, make another video like we did on Home, or even just record a cover, whichever. So if you do want me to do that, definitely let me know. I will be happy to do it, because y'all know I love a good bass line. So, and I love also the background vocals on this track as well, especially like the harmonization. Y'all know Jack is the king of harmonization. He is, y'all know, whenever we look at the credits, right, we see JK's name popping up pretty much in every single track, meaning whenever you see within credits the kind of a list for chorus, means that that person is in charge for the arrangements and the melodies for the background vocals, all the ad lib vocals, right? And if there are any other, you know, background singers, then they will be listed, of course, under the background singers, but they didn't, you know, initially write the melody. They didn't, you know, initially arrange the melody. So definitely do appreciate JK for, you know, writing and arranging all of these, you know, backup vocals and kind of these chorus kind of, you know, kind of gang, you know, chorus kind of parts within tracks, because it takes a lot, you know, it takes a lot of work. Me working as a backup vocalist, it's difficult to arrange, you know, and kind of create, you know, a very, very good, suitable backing vocal part, right, or a chorus part. So definitely props to JK for that. And yeah, this is cool. I'm very much so looking forward to, you know, the entire album. Also, I have ordered the entire set for Map of the Soul 7, so whenever that arrives, we will do a live stream and unbox it, and we're gonna see what is the but yeah, no, Ego's coming, so whenever Ego drops, we're gonna check it out. Also, there's another song that's that will be dropping as well, so that's gonna be interesting. So I'm very much so looking forward to this entire, you know, comeback in general, because like the vision that they have for it and how they are approaching this comeback is definitely different from what we have seen, and it's like, I don't know, you know, I don't know what to do. Like, what is what? You know, you just have to, you know, it's like all of us are just like sitting here and waiting. So yeah, are you excited? I'm very much so excited. I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of like I'm like calm, but I'm like anxious, if that makes any sense. So I hope that all of you also are very, very calm, but also anxious at the same time. And I hope that you are enjoying this kind of upcoming comeback very, very much so. So let's look forward to, you know, Map of the Soul 7. Let's look forward to Ego. Let's look forward to anything else. Also, y'all know Grammys are happening. My guess is that the boys are going to be there at the Grammys. So if that is true, you know, then we will definitely take a look at their performance there at the Grammys and talk music and see what is what, because y'all know I love a good arrangement, and they are masters at, you know, live arrangements, and they do everything, you know, differently when it comes to live performances, you know, especially on major stages. So I'm very, very much so excited about it if it happens. So, but we shall see. And I will leave you to that. Always remember to be good, be kind, rock and roll, and I'll see y'all very, very soon with a new video. Cheers.